Hey, what's going on, guys? I see trades here, and today we're going to be doing a technical analysis breakdown on ticker symbol GME, GameStop. So, guys, right away, in the last video, we covered that there was bad news. That's why we saw this drastic sell off and gap down. And then we reached the bottom, and you see a little bit of an ascending nature. So, the question is, are we going to bounce from here, or are we headed further on to the downside? Now, before we dive deep into the daily, we're going to go to the weekly for a broader perspective. Now, guys, on the weekly chart, you see that GameStop's very prone to these giant spikes up and down, which a lot of these low cap stocks are prone to, going down into this descending range, and we end up breaking out all the way to 64.83. Can't hold that level, come back down, get really tight on the weekly, consolidating, get really tight, guys, and then we consolidate, and then we break out of this descending wedge, and then we get into this bull flag type of pattern, breakout, a little bit more of tight price action after that correction. Still volume in play. You see in the past consolidation range, although a little bit less volatile, volumes kind of dried up. We did get that big move downwards. Overall, guys, we are still holding that range from that $18 level and that $35 level. We are still in that overall general range. So although we did get bad news and a big move down, a reversal here is definitely probable as we see in how the stock moves. And quickly, guys, going on IWM before going to the daily on GameStop, see that we are in this pivotal range where stock consolidated for some time, right? You see IWM get up in this range, consolidate heavy, try to get above it, consolidate again, and break down. And we are currently back in that range. So what you could see here, very probable that we consolidate for some time. Definitely on the short term, guys, short to medium term, could be seeing a little bit of a breakout with IWM or a bit of a consolidation, then a breakout. So definitely not bad news for GameStop. All right, guys, now on the daily chart of GameStop, we see a little bit of a better perspective of that big move up, that correction, further high at $48 level. Getting this descending pattern, tight price action. We break out, try to get above that $29 level, get in this descending bull flag type of range, and then we break out further, getting really tight between 29 and around that $25 level. Really tight price nature. Break out to that $35 level, and then we see that major gap down of several support zones. But keep in mind, guys, we hit that ascending support, which is still in the game. Look at that, right? Hitting that 1, 2, multiple times here. Coming back over here, 1, 2, hitting that 1, 2, 3 times, aiding that breakout of this longer term descending type pattern. We get up, and with that gap down, we break these support levels, but we touch that ascending support and bounce right off that. So, guys, that's definitely a good sign. We are still making a higher low of this overall formation of bouncing off this ascending support. We have a very good shot at trying to bounce and retest that $25, $27 level, get back in this consolidation type of range. We are technically back in that descending pattern here, but with that type of bounce off the ascending support, not even a retest. We get that bounce. Second candle doesn't even hit that. So we get that bounce and buyers buy the stock back up right away. Considering that we had such a strong move to the downside, which was very much news based. There's a little bit of the company's issues of them investing in Bitcoin, putting some shares in Bitcoin, broader issues like digital games being more prominent nowadays. Either way, a lot of bad news. From a technical analysis perspective, that is a big gap to fill. There's a lot more room to the upside than to the downside in this case scenario. See a lot more potential, 75, 80% potential that we fill that gap, or at least we get to that $25, $27 type of range, get back in this consolidation range, see what we can do. Move above that, try to retest that $29 level. Now, quickly deep diving on the more recent candles, you see that ascending price nature. See that sellers have that control after that gap down, hit that ascending support, bounce off. You see a lot of selling pressure. Buyers try to push it up quickly. You see a lot of selling pressure. Then buyers take that ultimate control on that third candle here. Once again, lots of selling pressure on this next candle. So you see sellers are trying to push it back down, but buyers step back in. We see a little bit of a thin candle here. So still indecision, but ultimately buyers are reacting to that big gap down with this ascending nature. Staying completely unbiased, say that bears did get in control. Say we saw some tough price action. Price gets, testing that ascending support again, gets under that, and gets under that $20 level. Could maybe see that $18 level hold around there where we saw that price really try to bounce off there a few times and successfully did. If we get below all those support ranges, a lot more room to the downside. A lot more room to the downside. You could be seeing a potential double bottom type of formation around that $9 level. $9 level. If we broke all this right here, broke through that $18 level just be aiding a lot of selling momentum. I think that we get that bounce here and we move up higher. But since we are very unbiased on the channel, got to look at both perspectives on what could happen, given that we did have pretty bad news here. But I do like how the buyers are reacting. All right, guys, on the hourly, get a closer eye view of what's going on. See that price hit that $35 level. We're kind of stair-stepping up, right? We're stair-stepping up on this support here. Get in that consolidation range, that sharp consolidation range. Break out of that descending pattern. And we see price get really tight. Energy is building, and boom, right out of there. Energy is building, volume is building. Get right up to that $35 level. And we see that sharp sell-off. Price cannot hold up there like we saw with this stock and many low-cap stocks. They cannot hold a lot of times after a very big movement up. Once they hit that peak, boom, pretty much mirroring exactly what that price did on that move up. And then you see price hold slightly higher. Didn't get back in that exact consolidation range. We hold above that consolidation range. Get really, really tight, meeting with this ascending support and this resistance here. And we flush that. We can't squeeze out of that. Keeps playing around. And you see that move under that $29 level. And then you see that big gap down in that candle. And then you see a little bit of a better perspective of that ascending support. Bounce here for 2 hours. 2 hours. And then we're right back up. And we kind of do a little bit of a stair set. And then we create a higher low, get up, create a higher low, get up. So really tight price action on the hourly, but that just shows how strong that support is. 2 hours and boom, not coming back down for a retest yet. So I like what I'm seeing on the shorter term perspective. I think we are headed to that $25 level. I think we could definitely stair step up to that $25 level, filling that gap that we had since that was such a big move down in such a small period of time. Watch for that volume to fill in. If we get above that $25 level, we are in a pretty good neutral range, and we could definitely keep on moving to the upside. If we do get a retest of that ascending support, watch for that to hold. Watch for a nice bounce off of that, creating a double bottom type of formation, and then a move back up. All right, guys, that does it for the technical breakdown of GameStop. We can't deny that harsh gap down and move down, but I like how the bulls are reacting here. I think in the short term, we're in a much better position to the upside. If we do break that ascending support, watch for a move down to that $20 to $18 level and watch for that to hold. Buyers got to gain that control. As we see, they're already getting in this ascending range. And we got to see volume flush in if we want to see a drastic move back up, filling that gap. But I honestly don't mind what I'm seeing here, guys, in the short term. In the long term, we'll have to see a move above those key support levels, get back in that consolidation range, try to retest that high around $35 and go from there. So guys, hope you enjoyed. If you took something away from this video and want to see more GameStop, make sure to like and subscribe. I'll continue to cover GameStop as well as other major tickers. Trade smart, and I'll see you guys on the next one.